Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome to another very cold vlog. It is fucking freezing, but it's dry and that's the important thing. This visor is steaming up so much. I can't actually see. Fuck me, that's bright. Okay then, there it is. So yeah, this video is going to be on my opinions about mopeds or scooters. Well, scooter implies gears and a 125cc, so moped 50cc twist and go, them ones. Now, in case you didn't know, I used to ride a moped. I had a year on a, can't see a fucking thing, on a 28 mile an hour top speed restricted 50cc bright yellow moped. It was interesting. It looked like this. It's quite distinctive, wouldn't you say? You'd never forget where you parked it. Now, from a year on riding that, I've got some fairly strong opinions about mopeds. They're not good ones because of the laws that are put in place on them. It's horrible. A 50cc moped has to be restricted to around 30 mile an hour. I think it might be 28. But yeah, they're restricted to about 30 mile an hour. But you are allowed on roads where the speed limit exceeds 30, which is stupid. Because being on a 60 mile an hour road on a 28 mile an hour moped is terrifying. Absolutely fucking terrifying. Because you got cars flying past you at twice your speed, giving you about 2 inches of room. Because they don't give a shit about you because you got L plates on, you're going stupidly slowly. And let's face it, on that moped, that one in particular, I look like a fucking tit. And not even a good tit, a bad tit. Now, I do think it's a good thing that 16-year-olds can get a moped or a 50cc bike and get on the road, and they can get that independence, which you don't get before you can actually go out on your own on the road. And I'll tell you, once you've had that independence, it's a bitch to go without it. This isn't something that's normally on this road. But this road, as you can probably tell, is a 60 limit. 28 mile an hour around here is horrible. You've got people sat so far up your arse you can taste them. And because most people don't know that it's restricted, that is its top speed legally, they just think you're being an arse. So they treat you like an arse. Now, I had to go on a 60 limit to get to school every day. So I had to deal with this shit twice a day for about, well, at that speed it was about 5 minutes each way. And those 5 minutes felt like a fucking eternity, I can tell you that. Because when you're sat there and you notice there's a lorry overtaking you and its wheel is as big as your vehicle, and you can reach out and touch it, you shit yourself. You really fucking shit yourself. Because if something like that hit you, it wouldn't even notice. It'd be like a little speed bump to them. And anyway, when you're 16, you can ride a 50cc. When you're 17, you can ride a 125, 2.5 times more powerful. So if you can wait another year, go for a 125, not a 50. And if you do get a 50, don't buy a brand new one, because it's a waste of money. I mean, I ended up with a brand new 50. It was 1,500 quid. And a year later, I sold it for 500. It did have some cosmetic damage to it. I did slide off it a few times and hit the back of a car. But it lost £1,000, 2/3 of its value in a year. So why risk that? Save up your money. If you were going to buy a £15,000 moped at 16, save up, keep saving for another year. You'll end up with about 2-3 grand, and you can buy a really nice 125 with that, and that you'll be on for 2 years. And 125s don't lose as much money as 50s. It's a much better way of doing it. did my bike tests with that instructor. And he told me not to do that, but fuck it. Yeah, even though I spent a year on a little moped, I would not recommend buying one, just because of the laws that are around it. If you wait another year, you can get something 2.5 times more powerful. On a 50, you are restricted legally to around 30 mile an hour. And if the police stop you on a 50cc and you're doing more than 30 mile an hour, they will impound your bike and crush it, because that should not be on the road at all. I mean, a lot of people do de-restrict them and get away with it, but if you don't get away with it, oh, you're fucked. But if you don't de-restrict it, you're stuck at 30 mile an hour for a year. And my God, is that horrible. I mean, it is a good thing to learn on, because you do learn about how bikes can handle, how to control the throttle and the brakes. They're a good thing to get your confidence up on, because of the amount of shit you have to deal with, like lorries scaring the crap out of you. It grows your confidence. But when you get on a geared bike, you've got to learn all over again, because the brakes are different, the throttle's different, it's got gears, you have to learn about how to control the clutch. You end up with a lot more speed. It's a completely different ball game. And when you're on a moped, no one respects you. No other biker will respect you at all. No car driver will respect you, because it's not a real bike, and you've got most of the time you'll have L plates on, so people don't give a shit. And you don't get that sort of acceleration, because it's a twist and go. It's a solid flat line for acceleration. It's just unbelievably slow and bollocks. And most 50cc mopeds, the noise they make, oh my God, it's horrible. Because quite a lot of them are two-strokes. And not even nice sounding two-strokes. They go past, and all you can hear is and as soon as you let off the throttle, it goes. It is horrible. Use your indicator, you bellend. Fuck you. Something else you can't do on a moped, rev. Because it's a twist and go, you don't have a clutch, you're always in gear. So if you try to rev to let someone know you're there, you're just going to accelerate into them. So to sum up, my thoughts on mopeds. Good idea in theory, but practical application? It's horrible. If you can wait another year to get a bike, do. And get a 125. Because in the long run you'll be saving money, and they're a whole lot better in so many ways. Oh, why are you actually in the road? So anyway, cheers for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time.
Back from the dead.